Okay, so let's review here, all right? What does it include? What does Blueprint Project Black Edition include? The plan, the project plan, okay? How did we build all of these sites that built $1 million business in 8 months? That's, absolutely, I don't even know how you put a value on that, okay? But the project plan, the guide to finding these markets, all right? Exactly how to do it, the tools to find them. Complete e-commerce platform, push button installs, total e-commerce platform, put on your domains, our supplier database, our secret weapons of help, our complete SEO plan, a ton of tools. I didn't even mention that in the whole SEO plan. We've got several key SEO tools that are a part of this product that make it much easier to get free traffic from Google, but tons of tools that help you do everything. But of course, there's more. I didn't even touch on all the training about how to price your products, right? Outsourcing just the actual work that's involved in processing orders. Selling your site. If you start to build a bunch of sites, you'll find that some of them perform much better than others, and sometimes it makes more sense to hold the top 3 or 5 or 10 or whatever it is that perform the best, and you sell the others for 5 figures or whatever. I mean, these are real businesses that you can sell. So how do you sell your site? And then there's other huge areas to get traffic. I mean, there's shopping portals, there's forum sponsorships, there's paid traffic, right? And we have huge amounts of training because once you have a store that's profitable, you do want to pay for traffic, okay? Because 30% of the clicks come from AdWords, as an example. So if your store is profitable and you can get clicks at the right price, you want 100% of the clicks. Why not, make 10 sales a day instead of 5, okay? And maybe they're not as profitable because you're paying for clicks, but who cares? As long as they are profitable, okay? So we have lots and lots of training on many more free ways to get traffic, not just SEO, and many paid sources of traffic. Amazon is a great example. This is something that's changed dramatically in the last year. Amazon, and this is, I think, a testament to this model of niche e-commerce stores, because Amazon has said, we're not going to beat you, we're not going to compete with you, we're going to join you. So now your niche e-commerce site can actually advertise on Amazon. It's crazy. So there's all sorts of different things there, and there's 3 or 4 different ways to do that. And AdWords for e-commerce sites has changed dramatically. There are so many new elements to AdWords, with putting image ads out there, Google checkout buttons, and remarketing. This is amazing, where if somebody comes to visit your site and they don't necessarily buy anything, but they continue to surf the web, Google is smart enough to know that, and you can be smart enough to actually show ads to them on AdSense sites as they travel around the web. And that is a proven marketing technique called remarketing, that basically somebody has to see the message maybe 3 or 4 times and they go, finally, okay, I'll buy that product because I keep seeing it, I don't know what's going on. So AdWords has matured dramatically in the last year or 2. And we give you all of that training, all right, so for when you get that profitable store. And all of this, absolutely all of this, okay, you do not need an email list. All right, you don't need AdWords expertise. You don't need money for AdWords. You don't need SEO expertise. You don't need to write 8 billion articles or create 1,000 Squidoo lenses or hub pages or anything like that. That's not what we're doing here. You don't need any copywriting expertise. You don't need any web design expertise. We give you absolutely everything, okay? Everything that you need is in this one, box with a bow on it, a business in a box. And you can do this. You can absolutely do this. Okay, let's talk questions, because there's been a lot of questions that come up. One of them that we get often is, well, do I need a merchant account? And, because I think people are a little freaked out about, oh, how do I take credit cards? How do I do all that? It's no problem, okay? And I don't care if you're in the United States or you're outside the United States, we got you covered. You don't have to worry about it. And if you're brand new and you don't know anything about this, we walk you through the easiest way to get one. There won't be any problem with getting one. You'll be fine, okay? Now, if you're a little more advanced, you already have like AuthorizeNet.net or something else, our software out of the box supports any payment gateway. So don't sweat that if you're a little more advanced. But you do need some sort of a way to take credit cards, obviously, right? But we got you covered. You don't have to worry about it, okay? Another question we get is, what's your deal with suppliers? And by that I mean, people get concerned that kind of we're taking a cut of that or something. And we're not, okay? We don't have any relationship with the suppliers other than we research and document them and we provide them in a database. So the relationship that you have with the suppliers is yours alone, right? We're not in the middle of that, and you don't have to pay us every time you make a sale or anything like that. Never, okay? So you're fine there. We get asked all the time, what if I can't find a supplier, right? And I went through all the different ways, but we've got a three-pronged attack there. So we have what we think is the best database on the market, okay, that we give to you as part of the Blueprint Project Black Edition. And then we have training on how to find suppliers that are outside of that database. And then finally, we have our dedicated supplier support team and their expertise. They have done this for years and years, is to find suppliers for sites like the ones that we're building. Okay, this is exactly the same people that we use when we build our businesses. Another question we get is, won't there be too much competition? And the simple answer is no. There's just so many products to be able to sell. There's just millions and millions and millions of things that you could sell. And there's also like a million different ways in to get traffic under each of those, right? So, I mean, greeting cards, if you use a brick and mortar example, obviously there's millions of stores that sell greeting cards and they're spread out geographically. Well, you can use that and so they don't compete with each other, right? Unless they're different. But then there is actually different brands of those stores competing with each other. So if you take that analogy and you put it online, you get the same thing happening, where you've got a bunch of them, but you have different geography. Maybe somebody's carving out the words greeting cards. Maybe somebody's carving out the word wedding and anniversary cards or something. I don't know, that kind of thing. So we never worry about that. I mean, we look to see, and that's part of our process and checklist. But you're not going to run into 30 other people doing exactly what you're doing. It's just not going to happen. And we've not seen it happen. So you should be absolutely fine. What if I'm outside the U.S.? We get that question a lot. And this is an area that I think we've matured quite a bit in our training because we're not outside the U.S. So over the last few years, as we've trained lots of people, many of them have been from outside the U.S. So we have a very robust training module on, if you're outside the U.S., here are the different scenarios and here's what you have to do. Bottom line is, it is absolutely no problem, okay, and we got you covered. What about the hidden costs? Are there any other hidden costs, any other things that I need to buy or anything like that? And I tell you, we tried, one of our goals in putting together this package is to make sure that you didn't have to do anything else, okay? Now there are opportunities, right? There's opportunities for paid search, there's opportunities for outsourcing, but you don't need to do them to succeed, okay? Those are things that you might do as you just decide, hey, I'm making money, I want to spend time on the beach rather than in front of my computer, I'm going to pay somebody else to do it and still make money. That's all good. I mean, we certainly do that. But the only thing really that you have to buy in addition to our product is every time that you want to start a site, you have to register a domain, okay? So yeah, you have to do that. Another question I get is, what do I do if I need help? Where do I go? And I'm thrilled to be able to answer this question because I think we have the best customer support in the industry. We've got people available on a formal help desk that know exactly what they're talking about. They know this material. We have access to all the people who have actually done this, okay? So if there's an advanced question or something that just doesn't seem right, these people are available for level 2 support. There's just a huge infrastructure that's available to help you and to guide you. In addition, we have our forum, 15,000 members on the forum, along with plenty of people on there who've actually quit their jobs after going through training that's actually less advanced than this. And they are always ready and willing to help you. There's 15,000 people there. And I myself, in the last couple of years, have made 10,000 posts on there. So it's a very active forum, and it's not like you you buy something from us and you never see us again. And if you go to the forum, you're going to see me every single day. Because believe me, to get to 10,000 posts, I got to be on there every day. What about how much time does it take? We get that question all the time. How much time do I have to invest? I think it's reasonable to think that this is a 3 to 4 hour a week investment. So this is perfectly doable if you're working full time. And again, somewhere around 3 to 4 hours a week should be about the time that you need to set aside. The biggest question we get, probably to the exclusion of all others, is when will I make money? So, always a really difficult question for us to answer, obviously, because everybody's so different. But here's what we feel comfortable saying. Your first sale should come sometime within 30 days after your site is completely up and running. Okay? Site's up and running. You're starting to do the SEO tasks. You're going to start to get traffic. It's perfectly reasonable to think that you're going to make a sale within 30 days after that site is up and running. And that is an incredible feeling. And it's unlike any other. If you've not experienced it yet, in some ways I'm envious because you get to experience that and you can't ever experience it again. So that's about the reasonable time frame. Finally, we get a question about are all our tools available for Mac? Absolutely. We try and get everybody in our company to use Macs. I use only Macs. There are a few Windows holdouts, but certainly all of our tools are readily available and can be used on a Mac. Well, listen, I thank you so much for your patience. If you've gotten to this point in the video, you've looked through quite a bit of material, and I really appreciate that. I hope you'll join us for when Blueprint Project Black Edition launches. I really hope you do. I think it's our best work ever, and I really want you to come back and get involved and be on our team and sit by our side and develop these kinds of sites so that you can quit your job or do whatever it is that you want to do. Just attain that level of freedom. It's an absolutely magical feeling, and the best part about my life is that I get a chance to try and teach other people how to do it as well. So anyway, I hope to see you then, and thanks very much for your attention.